17 years in the field of sales operations and customer support at various levels. He worked for Airtel, Tata BPO, Hinduja BPO Global. Sir has been with Art of Living Foundation since 2000. Sir has been teaching various Art of Living programs in India and abroad. He has taught stress management and personality development courses in various countries of Africa, Central Asia, and South Asia. He educated thousands of people, among them are students, faculty, corporates, and armed forces and police personnel also. Now, I request Gopal Krishna Garu to take up the session. I also welcome Sweta ma'am and Mamata ma'am. Sir, please take up the session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for coming. I know it's going to be heavy after lunch, so I will keep it light. Okay. So we'll not make it a serious session. Is there a chat option where they can,
Yes, sir.
in case, so that can be a little interactive?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I see a presentation on the screen. If that can be removed, I can see the participants. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I thank Radhika ji and the staff and management of VNR VJIET. In this Atal program, we are all able to get together. So just pre-lunch, I was taking a session. We have a 5-day session for many lecturers and principals from many colleges all over India, which is again organized by Atal program. So just now I finished that yesterday, day before yesterday, and today is the 3rd day. We still have 2 days to go for them. So it's a full program of the Art of Living for them, stress management program. So I'm very glad to be all with you all. Are you all enthusiastic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
very good. So I will start with a nice small story. Stories have a very nice way to connect to people. So, you know, in India, you have a lot of now, a pandemic came and a lot of holidays. So one of the teachers, he thought, I have a lot of time, why not I go to my village? So he went to his village and there's a small river near his village. So I thought I will go for a boat ride. I've been only teaching, so I will take some time break. And he went to the boatsman and he asked, I want to just go from this side to that side. How much will you take? So I said, I'll take 50 rupees. He said, okay, fine. So he sat in the boat. And as they were going, this professor or the teacher wanted to start a conversation. He asked the boatsman, how long have you been in this village? Is there a school here? Do you know how to read and write? So the boatsman was a poor man in a remote village. He said, sir, what school, sir? Only earning money, eating and living my life. The teacher says, oh, 25% of your life is waste. You don't know education. Oh, so bad, so bad. Then they go a little further. He asked, do you know how to count at least? Some counting. No, sir. I never learned. Says, oh, 50% of your life is a waste. Then they go a little bit more ahead. Then he asks something else about languages and all. Again, this guy says, I don't know. And the professor says, 75% of your life is a waste. Then the boat goes to the middle of the river and a small rock hits the boat. And it's an old boat, so water starts coming inside. Now it's the boatsman's turn to ask the question. He asked the professor, sir, do you know how to swim? The professor said, I never learned to swim. You know the answer now. What is the answer? What is the answer?
100% life is wasted.
Perfect, sir. Sunil Garu, you're perfect. 100% of your life is a waste. See, this story has a lot of significance to our life. What is the significance? The significance is we put our energies, we put our life, we put everything into living. Living means what we do every day outside. Eat, sleep, work, earn money, enjoy our life. That is called living. But for that living, there is something called life which is within us. Are you getting it? There are two dimensions. One is the living dimension and one is the life dimension. Vasantikar, can you mute? I think some external noise. Thank you. So there is a living and there is a life. Now, what gives strength to living? It's our life, the life within us. And when we are consumed by living, what comes in us is stress. What comes in us is stress. Now, what is stress? A very beautiful definition of stress is when we get lot of demand from the living outside and there is not much life inside to support the living. So the energy inside is not enough to support the living or the demand from outside. Then what happens? The demand and supply, there is no balance, and then this thing called stress starts setting inside our system. So there are so many demands of personal demands, professional demands. There are so many things which come to us, and when they are not fulfilled, what affects us? It affects our mind, it affects our emotions, and it affects our body. Don't you see it? Yes. And if you see, many people, the doctors say today, many people don't die of cancer or any other disease. They die out of stress. Stress is the #1 killer all over the world. There are a lot of analysis and reports. I don't want to go into that. But there are many reports by World Health Organization, many organizations. They say if heart attack cannot get you, stress will get you. Because even children, you see, they don't smile nowadays. Have you seen children? They don't smile. There's so much stress on their face right from 4th class. They are preparing for IIT. That childhood, that ability to smile is lost. And there is a beautiful survey which was done few years back. And it said a child smiles 400 times a day. A child smiles how many times? 400 times a day. A teenager smiles 16 to 17 times a day. And an adult has forgotten to smile. Why? Because the mind is preoccupied with so much of stress and performance and capabilities and so many things, it has covered that smile, which is natural, which is inborn in us. What do you say? Agree? When do we smile? When we get 20% hike in our salary. When do we smile? When you go on a holiday. When do you smile? When your child gets first class or good seat. Isn't it? So what have we done to our smile? We have made it conditional. We have put everything with a condition, the smile happens. If that condition is not fulfilled, I will be in the worst of my moods. So what takes over us? Anger, fear, insecurity, restlessness, all this takes over. Then you tell, Yente na manasu eppudu negative gane untundi. I am feeling so negative in my life. These negative emotions are taking me. Somebody talks negative, I feel so hurt inside me. Do you see this? People give you compliments. You don't even bother about it. One negative remark from someone, it is enough for the whole weekend. To keep on thinking about it. Why did they tell like that? How can they tell like that? ये कैसे बोल सकते वालेला माట్లాడతారు ఇలా. So you keep on chewing on it like chewing gum in your head. So to understand all this, little insight into what we are. Would you like to know? See, we always introduce ourselves to others. We say, na peru idi, or I am this, I am so and so, position, what position you are, what you do, that is what you think you are. But no, you are not that. So, a quick introduction. There are 7 levels to our existence. What are they? There are 7 levels. What are the first level of our existence? It is our physical body. Without the body, can you exist? Can you see through the screen right now if you have no body? No. Can you speak? No. Can you hear? No. Can you smell and touch? No. You can't do anything. And this body is there, so the digestion is there, heartbeat is there, everything is happening right now in your body, isn't it? So if you look at your body is an amazing instrument for living this life. But how often do we look at our body? We only realize our body when we have headache at the end of the day. Then you realize, oh, I have a head. Or when you have leg pain, you realize I have a leg. Otherwise, we don't even know that we have a leg and head. Isn't it?
Yes.
Awareness is not there. I'm not saying you don't know, but awareness is not there. That alertness is not there. So body is the first level. And the second, do you know what it is? It is the first thing that we did when we were all born.
Cry.
Very good. Cry. Yes, we did that, but before crying, we did something else.
Open our eyes.
No. We took a deep breath in.
In the womb.
We took a deep breath in and we came into this world. When we came out of the mother's womb, the moment we came out, we had to breathe in. That's how the breathing started. And when the breathing started, somebody wrote struggle. Yes, the struggle also started. So the first act of life, you took a breath in and then you cried. Correct? And the last act is you breathe out and make others cry. In between, are you breathing right now?
Yes.
Are you aware of it? Second question.
No.
No. When are you aware of your breathing? Suppose you have 4 floors to climb and every day lift is working. On that day, the electric power is not there. The generator is not working. You have to go up 4 floors. What is happening to you that time? Abba, that day you realize the lungs are existing in your body. The heartbeat is beating. That day you realize, oh, I have a breath. Isn't it? You know why breath is very important? How many kilos of food do we eat every day? Do you know? Just type, think about it. Very good. Vasavi Garu, around 2 to 3 kgs. Yes. Archana Garu, 10 kgs. You should be superhuman to consume 10 kgs in one day. But around 2 kgs to 3 kgs is normal. Okay. I'll just put my laptop on charge. 1 minute. Just give me a minute. So 2 to 3 kgs of food every day. And how much amount of air do we breathe in? Do you have any idea? 10,000 liters every day is filtered through your nostrils and it goes into your body. Do you know? You have 2 nostrils, no? Do you know both don't work? Only one will be working. Check if you want now. Either left or right side will be working. You just check. Which is working? Left or right? You check that. Do you see it? One you will feel more air is going and one you will not feel much. After 1.5 or 2 hours you check, again it will change. Are you getting it? So right and left, there is one whole science of yoga. You can Google and search. It is called Swara Yoga. Only on the breathing. It's there in the internet. Swara Yoga. Later you can go and do your research on that. Okay, what is this left and right breathing? It is another topic altogether. We will not get in here. So breathing is very, very powerful. Okay, no breath, no life. But if we know our breath, we will know about our life. Isn't it? What do you say? Yes, no? So when we know more about our breath, we will know more about our life. Because breath is the bridge between the outside and the inside. Without the breath, you don't know, the organs cannot work inside, and without the organs working, you cannot live outside, isn't it? So the breath is a deep connection between the inside and the outside, but we're not aware of our breath. Third is the mind. And 80% of toxins are thrown out from our body through the breath. 80%. Only 20% is happening through sweat and nature call. The third is your mind. Now I am talking to you. Are you all talking in your own head? Or some people are saying, when will this session get over? I am feeling so sleepy. Heavy lunch, nice lunch I ate. Now I don't want to listen to all this. Who cares what 7 levels are? Now what is happening in the mind at that time? The whole mind is going into the past, future, having its own judgment or perception. Yes? Now what is mind? I am not saying everybody. Everybody is here, I know that. But what is mind? Mind is energy. Brain is the solid thing. But what runs that is the energy. And that is the mind. The physical, everything is there. But what runs it is the energy behind it. You might have an electrical circuit system. You might have the best turbine. But you need some charge in that to run, right? So like that, our body also needs an electric charge or whatever. That is called that energy. Got it? So third is our mind. There are two tendencies of the mind. One tendency of the mind is to go to the past or worry about the future. Happens right from the time COVID started. What is happening in the mind? When will we go out? When will we go out? 3 months though it was torture. First 3 months. Now at least we are going out, doing something, but still there is some restlessness in us. Students are restless, lecturers are restless. When will college start? When will things go back to normal? So everybody is having some stress in the mind. If you see, stress is always related to something in the past or something about the future. It is nothing about the present. If you notice our mind, it will always worry about or grieve about what happened in the past. Adi endukala jarigindi? Why did it happen? Yes? And future, it worries what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. So what is happening right now? This moment, you are not here. Your mind is going past and future. I'll tell you a story, small story. This will give you a small insight. A guru had 2 disciples. He sent them to the market. So evening they were coming back. So in the market rules were there, no speaking to women when you are in the ashram for 12 years. After education, you can get married and whatever. So when they had to cross a river. When they were about to cross the river, a beautiful young lady came and said to one of them, can you help me cross the river? I am feeling very scared. It's dark. I don't know how deep the water is. So one of the disciples, he knew everything. So what he did? Okay, he lifted that girl, picked her up, dropped her on the other side and went to ashram. And they kept all the material. And then the Gurudev asked, how are things? He said everything went off well, Gurudev. But the other guy who was watching, he tells Gurudev, this fellow lifted a woman today. You told not to lift, but this fellow did all what you said you didn't do. And he gives a running commentary. Gurudev laughs and says, you fool, he left her there only and came. You carried her in your mind, that girl, and you brought her to the ashram. In our life also, if you see, we take office, home, and home to office. Correct? So what are we doing? Neither we are totally content and happy in what we are doing here, neither there. It's like our mind is in 2 places, holding and running, like extra. Yes or no? You agree, disagree? Yes? You see, most of the people, even me, when I was working in the corporate, I used to feel this. You see, what is this life? When I go to office, I'm thinking about family. When I come to home, I think what is happening in the office. So neither I am present there, neither I am present here. Physically present, mentally absent. Many times we take attendance, no, for students. We take the roll number. They say present, sir. But that present is a very powerful word. Present means are they only physically present or mentally and emotionally also present? They would have said present, sir, but their mind would be somewhere else. Isn't it? So, if you see, the mental and emotional balance comes to us by understanding the connection between the body, breath, and the mind. There is a connection. I will come to that very shortly. So, we finish the mind. Another function of the mind is whenever you say no to something, that keeps coming back in your mind. Yes, whatever you resist, persist. Okay. If you say, I say, close your eyes and don't think about a monkey. What will the first thing come in your mind? Monkey.
Monkey.
First thing it will come. The moment I say monkey, monkey has come in your mind. So our mind is like that. When we say no, that only will come. Especially negative tendencies, negative issues. Whenever we say no, it will come back. This is how it is. It is like that. You cannot change it. But there is a way to work around it. And that I will tell you the solution of. So fourth is intellect, buddhi. Now, I am talking, you are listening. So either you are saying yes or no to whatever I am saying. And this yes and no is constantly happening. It depends on how you are perceiving what I am saying. So if you perceive with whatever you know, you say yes. If you perceive with whatever you don't know, you say no. So life is a perception, observation, and expression. What is life? Perception, observation, and expression. We perceive things, we observe things, and then we express things. So the more perception is better, observation is better, our expression also will get better in life. Got it? Then fifth is memory. What is memory? Now after this session, many of you will try to remember what I told. So you will recall some, you might not recall some. So what is recalling that faculty? That is memory. And in life, what does memory do? It is very beautiful. We have 10 good things in our life and one negative thing. Which we think more? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Exactly. Memory works like that. In Sanskrit, it is called chitta. And they say chitta always sticks to the negative things. I give 10 compliments to someone. You are handsome, you are beautiful, you are this, you are that. But you are stupid. Now what will they hold on to? That's stupid. You told me stupid. Is it not? Or someone you say, I love you. You say, really you love me? But if somebody comes and says, I hate you, I know you hate me, I know that. Immediately we accept this. That is a tendency within us. These are called patterns in us. There are different patterns in our mind. And memory. Memory is driven by patterns. If you see, the same memory will come again and again and again and disturb you. Have you noticed this? Same thought will come, same person will come, same emotion will come in you. It is like a cycle in you. And next is ego. The sixth one. Ego is very important for our life. Without ego, you cannot move an inch. You are a lecturer, you should have that ego, I am a lecturer. Correct? But if a lecturer goes home to his children and the children are expecting a father or mother, then what will happen? A lecturer or a banker or a policeman is going home. And the children are expecting a father or a mother to come back home. But the parents don't know where to drop the role and where to play the role. They play that role in the house also. Then what happens to the kid? Does it happen? Many times that label which we have, we don't know how to remove the label. Very few people becoming father and mother, very few. If you see, many people have that tendency in them to become that in the house also. If you subtly observe, these tendencies are there in you. Because you're spending so much of time in that environment, somewhere deep inside you that is still there with you when you go home. I am telling this with observation, not just making a comment. These tendencies are there. Yeah, I'm not saying that parent tendency is not there, no. But these tendencies also come there. So ego is relevant in the place what you are going to do. That ego is relevant at that place. That is what I'm trying to say. And when does ego become, what does ego do to you? If you get too much into ego, I am this, I am that, it can create distance between people. Nakochu, Niku Radu, I know everything, you don't know. What is happening? It creates a distance. Or sometimes ego can become negative also. It can say, oh, I don't know anything in my life. I'm a waste fellow. Nakemi Radu, mujhe kuch aata nahi hai. So these kind of, you see many youngsters go into this. Many young people go into this. So what is happening? Their whole consciousness is shrinking inside. And these are the kids who go and commit suicide, who don't have self-esteem, who don't have a good this about themselves. So this is total ego going to a very negative phase. Ego should be 120/80, like normal blood pressure. Okay, so that is how it is. So the body, breath, mind, intellect, memory, ego, and the last one is called the self. The self is something to be experienced. It cannot be explained. It's like eating your favorite ice cream. When you eat your favorite ice cream, what happens? You enjoy the taste, you enjoy the color, you enjoy everything in it. But if you look at the ice cream, yeah, we have to balance our ego, Archana ji. Exactly. So we have to enjoy the ice cream. To enjoy the ice cream, first you have to lick it. If you keep watching the ice cream, it will not work. Isn't it? So self is something which you have to experience. So these are the 7 levels. Now coming to the body, breath and mind. Many of us, if we see, we have a lot of mental and emotional disturbances. And how to find a balance or strike a balance is with the breath. You would have noticed when you are very angry, how is your breath? Have you noticed when you are very angry, how is your breath?
Very fast, sir.
Very good. You would have noticed the breath is going very, very fast. How is your mind?
Don't think.
Mind is not steady, isn't it? And your emotions and feelings? It is not, it's shaky. Okay, when you are very relaxed, suppose you are on a holiday in Goa beach, you are just sitting and enjoying the waves. How is your breath? When you are very calm and peaceful, the breath is very, very slow. How is your mind at that time? Your mind is also very expanded. Like you feel that mind has expanded. How are your emotions? Very, very deep and very calm. Are you getting it? So, if the situation outside is having an impact on my mind, breath and emotions, now the question here is, can I with my breath change my mind and emotions and the situation outside? Yes, you can. Just putting attention on the breath and the rhythms on the breath, you can change the patterns in you. As simple as that. But that has to be done with awareness. Okay? Then what happens? The mental and the emotions, they start balancing. When they are more in a balanced state, whatever decision you make, whatever work you do has more focus, more attention, more energy, and more efficiency. Got it? It is more efficient, more energetic, more focused, consistent also. It is not like 2 days you feel good and 2 days you don't feel good. Breath has that power and capacity to alter the state of mind. Today we will do now. We will teach you a small pranayam and also will meditate in another 5-10 minutes. You will understand what I am talking. You will tell me after the session, Yes, it helps. So, if your mind is like a kite, the breath is like the string. Sankranti, we fly kites, no. So the mind, if it is like a kite flying high, the breath is in the string. But who is controlling the kite? The string. Isn't it? So if you learn how to handle the string, you can handle the kite. So if you learn how to handle your breath, you can handle the mind. As simple as that. So we will go and learn a little bit about the breathing today, and also we learn how to meditate. These two things we will see. And I've already told you what stress is. Stress is a combination of the demand and supply. Demand outside is so much that inside the power or the supply is not much. And the whole game of life is the play of energy. You know, when do you get negative? When your energy is low in your body. When do you have doubt? When your energy is low. When do you have fear? When your energy is low. When do you feel insecure? When your energy is low. If you notice this, you can notice this. Whenever our energy goes low, you feel all these negative one by one. Like you pull one leg of a chair, the other three legs come. No. Same. You pull one negative, all the other three negative will come with it. Like brothers and sisters. Family, hum saath saath hain. They come like that. Are you getting it? So this is how it is. And when your energy is up, you feel lot of enthusiasm, you feel lot of positivity, you feel like doing things, you feel like vibrant, you feel wow, you feel excited. Are you getting it? Look at small children, you tell them something, so excited they are. They want to do it. The same you tell to a 30-40-year-old adult, Auna, okay. Nothing. There's no enthusiasm, there's no excitement. That is gone. Isn't it? I'm not saying we should dance around, no. That enthusiasm, excitement, somewhere slowly it has disappeared. In life, it has become, anybody ask, how is life? Fine ra, routine. Fine ra, nadustundi. Have you seen how we express? ఏదో నడుస్తుందిరా ఆ కోవిడ్ వచ్చింది జీతం కూడా సగం అయిపోయింది జీతం కూడా సరిగా రావట్లేదు జాబ్ ఉంటుందో లేదో తెలియదు ఐ డోంట్ నో వెదర్ మై జాబ్ విల్ బి దేర్ ఈవెన్ salary has become 50%. God only knows when this COVID will reach this planet Earth. Have you noticed the mind? Yes, this is how it is. And when the mind is clouded with all negativity, then what happens to the human values within us? They disappear. Today we wear t-shirts being human, we wear t-shirts, but are we really feeling it inside? No. Why? All anger, frustration, all this is covering our humanness within us. So what happens? Even if you want to help someone, these things are overpowering that and you don't do it. This stress is so much inside us. Then what happens when this stress becomes too much and too much? Then automatically it affects our whole body and mind. Then we become more selfish, we become more greedy. We want, see, it has an immense effect, all this negative. Then it starts eating you up. Have you noticed this? It starts eating you up. And then what happens? People become unethical. They want more money. Just see 80 years back, 90 years back, people were more happy, more comfortable in living. In just 50, 60 years, you just see, I want this, I want that. The needs have become so much that we need money for everything. And in that running to earn that money, we don't bother how we earn the money. And in that what happens? Our mind, what we lose there is our mind, our emotions and our humanness. We lose it totally. Because money has become the game changer. And if all people who have money are happy, no. You go and see in the world. All the people who have money are not happy at all. A coolie guy sleeps much better than a rich guy. If you go to a village and see, he might not have much, but the moment you go Bhuvadinava, Annam tintava? First thing they will ask. That is humanness, that is human values. And it is still good that in India, we have given this value to the whole world, and we should pat ourselves for that. In India, still we have these values. Wherever we go, people ask you, do you want water, do you want? But slowly that is changing in the cities, in the urban cities. They don't even open the door to see who is outside nowadays, because they are scared COVID is standing outside their door. Are you getting it? So, the sense of belongingness to others, the sense of oneness with others will come when your stress goes out. As long as the stress is eating you, it will finish you. Negativity will increase and corresponding values will increase, like selfishness, greedy, all this will become more in you. Okay? And ethics also, we will not bother about ethics. We will pay money, we will go and do, somehow we will do things. And then look at the whole society, it starts following that. I also have to do like that only. Otherwise, I cannot survive. So what has happened? Instead of getting the positive, everybody is so ready to follow the negative. And when anybody questions the positive, they will finish that person. Isn't it? That's how it is. But at least for ourselves, we need to balance our system. We need to become more enthusiastic, happy, and alert and aware. So today we will do some pranayam and some meditation, and later I will talk a little bit about happiness and meditation and happiness, how they are connected, and how happiness can be your every moment, every day guide. We'll just see another after the this meditation. We'll see that. Then maybe last 5-10 minutes I'll take some questions if you have. Is it okay? So now what we will do, we have two people who are with me. Shweta is also assistant professor from MLR, ML?
MLR Institute of Technology.
Yeah. Just 3 months back I did session for them. And Mamta ji is a housewife. So both also are volunteers. They volunteer for the Art of Living other than their normal work. So she goes to college, and Shweta also helps us out with this. She's planning to become an Art of Living teacher. Both of them are planning to become. So other than their professional lives and their personal lives. Okay, now we are going to learn this beautiful pranayam. It is called instant energy pranayam. We have instant Maggi noodles, instant all drinks, but now we are going to learn instant energy pranayam. So here what we will do is, you just observe them, both of them you can see, they keep a position like this. This is called the position for Bhastrika. Your palms into a loose fist in front of your shoulders. If you could put your videos on, we could see, otherwise I'll be seeing only some numbers on the screen. At least few of you can switch on your videos. So this is the position for Bhastrika. Okay. So when you keep it like you should be in front of your shoulders. Me bujal mundu. Apne kandon ke aage rehna. Yeah. And not stiff, relaxed. Smile. When you smile, your body, you know their technique to relax your body. You smile, your body will relax. You keep your face tight and see how your body is. Immediately you notice tension. You smile, immediately you'll see body is relaxed. Observe if you want. Okay. Now keep your palms like this. Now what we will do here is, keep your palms into a loose fist like this. And when I say breathe in, you will breathe in completely, and both your hands will go up. And release the fingers. ऊपर తీసుకుంటూ రెండు చేతులు పైకి వెళ్తాయి. सांस लेते हुए दोनों हाथ ऊपर जाएंगे और हाथ को छोड़ देंगे. And when I say out, both the hands will come back to starting position, and you will breathe out through the nose forcefully. Like if there is a mosquito sitting here, what will you do? You will do, no? That sound will come, no? So when you are coming down, that sound should come from your nose. So when I say in, breathe in, and out, breathe out. In, out. This is very powerful for people who have sinus problem, nose block, migraine headache. It works like magic. Okay. So shall we do? We will do 3 rounds, each round 15. So we will do 15 times and relax. Then again 15 times, relax. Then 15 times and relax. After that, you keep your eyes closed and sit comfortably on the chair. I will lead you into a small meditation. We will meditate for a few minutes and then we will come back and then we'll continue. Is it good enough? Everybody? Very nice. Super. Okay. So let's keep our hands into loose fist. And your elbows should be touching your body, not in the air like this. इलाका ऐसे नहीं लगाना है शरीर को. It should touch your body. राधिका गारू चाहिए किंदी के लाल కొంచెం. हाँ. And touching and relax your shoulders. భుజాల్ని తేలిగా ఉంచండి. Relax your shoulders. Okay? And don't worry who's looking at you. Let them look. You are worried what people will think. Let them see. No problem. We will do what we have to. Okay. So breathe in. Lift both the hands up. Very good. Out. Bring it down. And breathe out through the nose. In. Out. 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 And relax. Eyes closed. Palms on your lap. Arachetulu mokalapai unchandi. Keep your eyes closed and observe what is happening inside. So the next 2 rounds, we will not keep our eyes open. We will close our eyes and do. Okay? You will not open your eyes at all. So let's keep our hands into loose fist again in front of your shoulders. రెండు చేతులు పిడికిలి భుజాలు दोनों हाथ को मुट्ठी बना लें, कंधों के आगे रखें. Take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Now together, keeping the position, breathe in, out, 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 and relax, eyes closed, aankhein band. Observe. You can feel energy flow in your body. We will do one last round again. Again hands into loose fist. दोनों हाथ को मुट्ठी बना ले, రెండు చేతులు పిడికిలి. Normal breath in and relax your body first. With enthusiasm, breathe in, out, 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 and relax, eyes closed. Observe. And now you can sit comfortably on your chair. You can sit, lean back and sit. आराम से बैठ जाए. We will do a short meditation. आंखें बंद रखें, कళ్ళు मूసుకుందాం. Meditation means doing nothing. It's just like sleep. Nidra samana sthiti. You don't do anything here, you just relax. Okay? Just be with the instructions and you don't need to do anything right now. For the next, say 5-10 minutes, we are just going to relax, nothing else. Okay? So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, relax your whole body. Become aware of the weight of your body. 30, 40, 50, 60 kilos. Whatever is the weight of your body, just as you breathe out, let the weight of your body go on the chair where you are sitting right now. Just relax and let go the weight of the body as you breathe out. Another deep breath in. Breathing out, relax your shoulders and your arms. भुजालनी तिहेली కొద్దిలేసేయండి, कंधों को ढीला छोड़ दें, सांस छोड़ते छोड़ते. Every incoming breath brings energy into your body. Every outgoing breath is relaxing your body. This is happening naturally in your body. You just observe when the breath comes in, it brings energy. When you breathe out, it removes the toxins and it relaxes the whole body. It is a continuous process. It happens to us even when we are sleeping. Become aware of all the noises and sounds around you right now. The sound of your fan in the room, air conditioner, or some noises coming from outside, vehicles, traffic. Whatever sounds are coming, accept it. Keeping our eyes closed. You cannot meditate with eyes open. It's good to keep your eyes closed and meditate. Just become aware of all the noises and accept them right now. And be in harmony with all the noises and sounds right now. Whatever is the sound, accept it and relax more and more. Relax your body. Become aware of your body. This body is a beautiful gift to you by nature. Honor and respect your body. Take attention to your right foot, right knee, right thigh and hip, the whole of the right leg. Attention to the left foot, left knee, left thigh and hip, the whole of the left leg. Attention to your genitals and the abdomen, stomach, chest, shoulders, right shoulder and right arm, left shoulder and the left arm, throat, face, top of the head, back of your neck, the whole body. You might feel sleepy, it is okay. You can lie down, sleep if you want. The whole body. The whole body. You are in harmony with your body right now. Relax more and more. Let go and relax completely. Become aware of your thoughts. So many thoughts keep coming in our mind. Some good thoughts, some negative thoughts keep bombarding our mind. Thoughts are just like the waves in the ocean. So many waves come and they go. Thoughts are like that. They come and they go. Accept all the thoughts the way they are. Do not resist them, accept them. It could be positive or negative. Accept them and relax more and more. Let go and relax more and more. Become aware of your feelings. So many feelings happening. Pleasant or unpleasant feelings. Accept all the feelings and relax more and more. You are in harmony with all your feelings. Relax more and more. Every cell in your body is going deeper into relaxation. Just let go and relax. Don't resist it. Whatever the body wants, let it happen. Let go and relax more and more. शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दें, कंधों को ढीला छोड़ दें. Relax your shoulders and relax more and more. Every cell is relaxing. You are peace. You are joy. You are relaxing in your nature, which is peace and harmony. Just let go and relax more and more. Let go and relax. अणु अणु कणु कणुलो विश्राम. आपके कण कण में विश्राम. Nothing to do right now. Only relaxation. अब ना कुछ देखना है, ना कुछ करना है. Only विश्राम. Only relax. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, relax more and more. Let go and relax completely. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another beautiful breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your feelings, if any. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your thoughts. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your body, the whole of your right leg, the right side, left leg, genitals, abdomen, stomach, chest, throat, right arm and right shoulder, left arm and right shoulder, face, the whole body, the whole body. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of the sounds around you, sound of the fan, the air conditioner, or any other sound in your nearby surroundings in the environment. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Very, very slowly, gradually, becoming aware of the body and the surroundings. You may open your eyes at your own pace. Take your own time gently whenever you feel like opening your eyes. Gently take your own time and open your eyes. మెల్లగా నెమ్మదిగా ఎప్పుడు కళ్ళు తెరవాలనిపిస్తే అప్పుడే కళ్ళు తెరవండి. जब भी आपको आंखें खोलने का मन करे धीरे धीरे आंखें खोल सकते हैं. Was it good? How is your mind now? You can type and let me know how are you feeling now. More relaxed, no? Feel stress has gone out, that restlessness in the mind and all that has gone out. You feel more calm inside. Yes? If you see, just few breaths we took and took our attention, that's all. And it changed everything. Yeah, you feel sleep, but this sleep also is very relaxing. Meditation, deep meditation for 20 minutes is equivalent to 4 hours of sleep. That much power it has. Just 20 minutes of meditation. You know how many minutes you meditated? Close to 17 to 18 minutes. Did you know? Did you know the time?
No.
We didn't know. One more thing you would have noticed, when you were meditating, outside sound also you would have not, starting you would have heard fan sound, some sound. After that, when you went, you don't even know what is happening around you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, sir.
That means, where did you go? You went into that space deep within you, where you go every night when you sleep. The only difference there is you don't know where you are. In meditation, you know where you are. That is the only difference between meditation and sleep. Sleep, you just go up, you go, finish. Next day morning, you wake up, then you know you are alive. Correct? But in meditation, you're there, but you're going into deep rest. And when you're going into that state of deep rest, when you come out of it, all the stress also gets released from your body when you're resting. And when the stress really goes out, that's why you feel sleepy. Why? That stress is going out of your body, so you feel like resting. See, today, this friend of ours, everybody watches it for at least 6 to 8 hours. Some screen we are watching, all of us, even me. From the time lockdown started till now, every day, minimum 5-6 hours I'm on the Zoom or on some window. So what is it doing? It affects our eyes. It affects our mind. It affects so many things in our body. That is why few times you just meditate and see the whole tiredness is gone. Meditation cannot substitute sleep. You have to sleep because that is nature has induced sleep in us. But during the daytime, it is good if you can find time to meditate twice. Yeah. If you can meditate twice, we have a lot of guided meditations with Gurudev on YouTube, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Every day evening 7:30, live meditations are happening. You all should join. 15-20 minutes, you will feel so as if everything is gone and you are like ready for another 8 hours. That is the power it gives us. And if you do every day, no, it is amazing. It is amazing if you can find time. You know what all this is finding time for yourself. Find for that space within you. Then what happens? Automatically your health will improve. See, stress brings lot of diseases like what? Hypertension, diabetes, kidney problem. All these are related to stress. The nervous system gets affected, the whole nerves are this. Then what happens? The blood circulation, toxins, there are so many related problems. They all start manifesting in the body. And if you don't take care of it at all, one day we will end up in one big multi-speciality hospital. That is for sure. Isn't it? So, if we incorporate a little bit of this every day in our life, you just see there's a whole U-turn happening in the mind, in the body, in the emotions, everywhere. I worked for corporate for close to 17 years, and call center job is a thankless job. I go at 5:30 in the morning and I used to come home at 7:30 in the evening. I had no time for myself. And whole day phone calls, customers yelling, shouting, whole day it would be like that. Some days 6 days, 7 days a week. And you can imagine the plight. You have no time for family, you are earning money but no time to do anything. That time, one of my friends introduced me to this course. I used to smoke 20 cigarettes every day because of stress, and also drink 10 to 15 cups of tea and coffee every day. Because automatic vending machine, no, go and drink, thinking that will give relaxation to me. That is what we do, no? Relaxation chahiye, chal chai pee ke aayenge. And not tea daagudam. This is what we do. Thinking it will give relaxation. It is only for a few minutes. Again the mind craves for that tea or coffee. Isn't it? But with pranayam and meditation, your whole lungs can be energized. You know, today we use only 30% of our lung capacity. That is why we feel tired. Pulmonologists have done tests on the lungs. They've made tests on people who came to the course. And when they check, they says you are not using your lungs 100%. And after pranayam, they checked, they said the lung capacity is increased to 60 to 70%. Just in 2-3 days, not in 10 days. And when the lung capacity increases, automatically you will feel good. You will not get angry, you will not get restless, because you have more capacity to handle the pressure. Otherwise, if you don't do it, the pressure will eat you. There will be no smile. You will be earning 2 lakh rupees, but no smile on your face. And what we give to people around us, we give our stress. Yes or no? We cannot yell at people in the office or your boss. You will go and yell at your children and your husband or wife. Now they will, otherwise they will tell and become racist. Or I have to be politically correct. Yes, what happens? That stress we throw on someone else, and that stress goes to someone else, goes to someone else. If you see, it's a chain reaction in the society. And then everybody is stressed. Today you see people are so restless because they don't want to meditate. Are you getting this? Little time they go on Netflix or this and keep on watching endless movies and serials. For what? I don't know. What will you get out of it? It will only corrupt your mind more. It will suck all the energy in you. It will go. Seeing. Your eyes can remove so much energy. Do you know that? That is why closing the eyes and relaxing can bring calmness in you. Got it? So very, this thing is related to your own health and your own happiness also. Every activity in our life we do is for happiness, isn't it? Everything you do is for happiness. You want a good job, happiness. You want to earn more money, happiness. You want to buy a house, happiness. You want to buy a car, happiness. You want to wear a good dress, happiness. You want to buy a mobile, happiness. But are we happy? Have you seen one need goes to another need, goes to another need, and we are constantly restless going to acquire that? Somebody very beautifully said, what is happiness? It is in between two desires. Happiness is that space between two desires. One desire you finish and there is some space for the next desire. In between you are happy. Isn't it? You look at it. And our happiness also become conditional now. If I get promotion, then I will be happy. If my child passes this exam, then I will be happy. If my son gets seat in US university, then I will be happy. Everything is a condition for us now. And with conditions, happiness never stays. It is temporary. It just moves away. The real happiness is within. That's why in ancient days, there was a beautiful shloka. Antarmukhi sada sukhi. Why would they say that? So if you go a little deep inside yourself, you'll find all the comfort you need. And that gives comfort to everything around you. But if you're constantly outside, it is like going to exhibition. How many of you have gone to exhibition? Once or twice in your life. You will sit on that horse, no? Even childhood would have sat. That horse will go round and round. Yes, we think it is taking us somewhere. But where is it taking us? To the same place. It is going there. If you observe your life very closely, your happiness is also like that. We think it's going somewhere, but it comes back there. Then again, one more. It goes round and round. Then what do we do? Enough. Sit and meditate. Close your eyes for some time. Go deep. Today, the buzzword all over the world is they are using this word called, whether you are aware, mindfulness. Have you heard about this? The English guys, no, they never want to follow the Indian method. So they will make new words for that. Mindfulness, it is nothing but awareness. So they have put a new term called mindfulness for that. Mindfulness is only awareness, but meditation is deeper than mindfulness. It's going to the source where you are. Okay. So Art of Living conducts lot of courses. We have courses happening Every weekend we are actually coming up with a beautiful course for youth actually, and youth require this so much. My own daughter is studying in IPE online, and I see her so stressed every day. Some portion this, that. And no, I tell her, you sit and meditate for some time. It is good. And the moment she meditates, she says, yes, I'm feeling better now. I feel more calm. So very necessary for the youth, because they are going to become the next generation who is going to manage India, isn't it? And for us also, because to manage our mind, when we manage our mind, we can manage our time, we can manage our life better. The trick is in managing yourself, not in managing people, managing things around you. No. If you manage here, you can manage there very well. That is the secret. The secret is mind management. The moment you learn how to manage this mind and these emotions and feelings, then it's so easy to handle everything around you. Otherwise, those things will handle you. Other people's mind will handle you. Other people's emotions will handle you. Other people's life will handle you. And you have no life of your own. And I'm telling all this from, I've been 20 years in Art of Living. I've been teaching 15 years. I've gone through so many experiences in corporate, so many stories I have. I don't have time to tell all this. But one story I will share with you. I had a VP of a company, very big company. She was in a divorce. She was going through a divorce. So she called me. She's a good friend of mine. She called me. I told her, why don't you do this program? It is good. You earn close to 3-4 lakhs per month. And the course fee is around 2,000 rupees. Why don't you spend and do it? She said, no, I think I'll go to Goa. So she took a break from her life and she went to Goa for 4 days. And after she came back, she called me and he said, whenever I would be alone, I would think about my relationship, my husband, the fights we had. This would keep on going in my mind. She spent close to 3 lakhs in a Goa 5-star hotel, thinking she can escape from it. She couldn't. Then she called me and she said, you're right. I thought I could escape, but I noticed I spent money. Maybe for a few minutes I felt better. But whenever I would be alone in my room or these thoughts would keep on hitting me again and again. And they were not leaving me. How do I do it? I said, just come and breathe. Breath can change that. You won't believe, she just came. It happens around 8 months back. She came and did her course for 4 or 5 days. She did just before the COVID. She did. And today, she comes every week for follow-up also online. And she says whole thing has changed. In fact, she and her husband are trying to get back together now. She's not going for divorce because she understands her mistakes, what she was doing. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
If this can be done in marriage counseling and so many places, relationship problems will not be there. Because many people don't see the relationship with themselves. And this is a relationship with yourself. If your relationship with yourself is good, automatically everything around you will change. Got it? Yes. This is the beauty of all these things. There are many examples I can quote. I can go on for another 2 hours. But the point here is to understand and apply this in our life, not listen. See, many times we listen to knowledge, we don't apply it. We supply it. Knowledge becomes powerful when you apply. Isn't it? Knowledge becomes powerful when you apply. You do an engineering degree or aeronautical engineering. If you read the book, will it help you? No. You have to go there, do it. And then you understand the dynamics of how it works. Isn't it? That's how it is. So last 10-15 minutes, anybody wants to ask questions? Or any other food? One important thing I want to talk here is about food also. Food plays a very important role in our mind. So, jaisa an, vaisa man. They say, the food you eat, that becomes your mind. So, you have to eat the right kind of food at the right time. If your food is not right, then it will affect your mind also. So eating, that is in Ayurveda, they have three kinds of food: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. You are aware of this? Most of you know this. But sattvic is what? Pure food, fresh food. And a vegetarian food is very good for our body. Non-vegetarian food is not so good because it takes more time to digest in our body. Non-veg food takes 48 hours to digest, whereas vegetarian food takes 4 hours to digest. And when it goes into our body, it becomes different kinds of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, yes? And that in turn becomes so much different types of energy. And that is what makes the mind work. So if you're eating the wrong kind of food, then the wrong kind of energy you're creating inside you. So if you eat a lot of pizza, burger, youngsters eat pizza, burger, maida food, you will feel the mind is dull, not very sharp. And if you see kids who are meditating and all that, amazing, they catch things like this very fast. That's how it is. Yeah. So food plays a very important role. Remember this one, Jaisa An, Vaisa Man. The carrot which is outside today, you cook it and you eat it, that carrot now becomes you. That carrot which had its identity outside, once it goes into your stomach, it has become you. It has become energy in you. So whatever you're putting in your mouth, be very aware. And eat with awareness. This is another key to good health. You have to eat with awareness, eat at a proper time. And drink plenty of water. We don't drink in the work. I realized this when I was in a call center. I would never drink water for many hours. Later I realized this. But by the time the age, the organs are shrinking. You should consume water every half an hour, little sip, sip, sip. You should keep drinking throughout the day. It is very good. Whether it is summer or winter, keep sipping water. It keeps the body dehydrated. It keeps the body functioning. Okay. Any questions? Was it helpful? You could
Yes,
comment.
sir. Extremely. Yes, sir.
Yes, you could
Yes,
type.
sir. Very nice, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I would recommend.
Actually,
Yeah.
sir, actually this session, like, it was a healthy session, sir. Not technical, but healthy session, sir.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, sir, for your inputs. And lot of inputs we have got, sir, because nowadays what is, sir, because of our lifestyle and due to lack of time, we are neglecting everything, sir. So
Exactly.
these things, if we follow, we can remain healthy for lifelong, sir.
Absolutely.
Especially during this COVID pandemic, we need to be dramatically healthy, sir. Actually, and that breathe exercises you have given us, sir, that is superb, sir.
Yeah. So this Bhastrika Pranayam you can do twice, morning and evening. Meditation you can do early morning, and once you go home after work, also you can meditate 3 times actually: morning, before lunch, and before dinner. 3 times you can meditate. It is very good. It removes all the stress. And I would recommend all of you to join our Art of Living program, where we teach this Sudarshan Kriya. This is something amazing. It goes deep, the breath goes deep and removes all the negative toxins. Mental, emotional, everything goes out. You feel like you're flying in air. Today I just concluded, I told you, today is the 3rd day. There are around 140 lecturers and faculty from all over India who are attending the session. They said it's mind-blowing. Some people have neck pain, all that will go when you do Sudarshan Kriya. That disappears. It is all stress accumulated. So stress becomes spondylitis. Spondylitis will lead to heart attack. They are all connected. Yeah. And Shweta ji has written her number there. So anybody interested in doing the program, please contact us. You can be from anywhere in India because it's all online. And we teach in Hindi, English and Telugu. So language is not a barrier. And we have a course coming up from 23rd. For students, we have especially an amazing course called Happiness for Youth, where we talk about relationship, a little bit about sex. We talk different things to them because they understand what their changes in their body is doing to them. And for adults, we have a course from October 1st. So if you have kids age of 18 plus, you can definitely send them to our programs. They are amazing programs. we in fact, the Harvard University and some other university, I forgot the name, recently they have done research on our Sudarshan Kriya, and they have put that how it helps in removing all the negative toxins from our body, emotional and mental. So it is, a lot of research has happened all over the world on Sudarshan Kriya, meditation and all that. It's truly amazing. Today we teach in 160 countries the Art of Living program all over the world. We teach in prisons, corporates, jails, army personnel, you name it, we teach them. Yeah, it's a small investment for our own self. The course fee is around 2,000 rupees, which is we charge, and you'll get an online receipt also for that. So that if you feel good, you can definitely join us. Any other questions you have? No questions means you all want to leave the session. Vasavi Garu, any questions?
Sir, మేము ఆల్రెడీ చేసాం సార్. We have done all this course.
Vasavi Garu, yeah, you told me.
2009 or 10, sir, at the time of.
Okay.
Then
people's, yeah, Vasavi.
We have to join in an advanced course or the same basic course? Or?
Basic course, basic, for first time basic course.
Okay, sir.
Fees is very high. No, sir, it is not high, because for us, how I look at it is, when a student studies engineering or medical, they spend close to 4-5 lakhs. Yeah, and they spend so much of money for outside living. But to learn about life within us, it's a very small fee. See, we spent 5,000 rupees to service a car. We spent 3,000 rupees to service a scooter. This is only 2,000 rupees to service ourselves. We are much more valuable than that car and scooter because we drive them. So this course helps us to drive. It's a one-time investment. See, servicing, you have to, car servicing, you have to pay every time. Scooter servicing also you have to pay. Even hair cutting, you have to pay every time. But this course, once you learn, you can do at home every day without paying. And we have weekly follow-up, which is free. We have weekly refresher sessions, which are free. You don't have to pay. It is only one-time fee. So definitely it's a worth investing. I told you, 18-20 years back, I invested in this, cigarettes and alcohol. Lot of money. I counted, 5 lakh rupees I have spent only on cigarette smoking and drinking for 14 years of my life. And this course I spent at that time in 2,500 rupees. 2,500 rupees. I'm still reaping the benefits of it even today. Yeah.
But there is one more.
For adults and children, like for children means you mean young children or youth? There's a difference. Because for children also we have courses, 8 to 12 years and 12 to 18 we have courses. Teenage, 18 plus, the fees is the same. It's 2,000 rupees. But if there is a big college or a group going to do together, then we can speak with our Bangalore ashram and then we can see what we can do. If it's a sizable number, then we can talk about it. But otherwise, if they're individually coming from their own this, then it's 2,000. Yeah. Teenagers, is very important to make them do the course. It's really puts their energy in focus and brings a lot of concentration in their lives. Otherwise, you don't know PUBG. How many people are playing PUBG? You all know this. Yeah, addicted to PUBG. 8, 10, 15 hours. I want to share something very important. Few years back, I was teaching a course in one drug de-addiction center, where drugs and all people, there I had gone to take a course. And what happened there, the doctor there shared something interesting with me. She said there was this 12, 13-year-old boy whose parents have given him all the gadgets. They are big businessmen. So they are traveling the world and India every day. They are in one flight. So the child, they have no time. So what did they do? They gave him gadgets. This boy got addicted to not games. He got addicted to pornography. And within 6 months, he was admitted in the hospital. His whole nervous system was shaking. At a young age, when his mind was not able to understand things, he was watching all those things. And this really created so much of disturbance emotionally and mentally. We never know what is disturbing young people nowadays. And which all so much of stress, it is definitely worth investing. As parents invest so much in education, but we don't invest on the mental and emotional education of our child. Neither in school nor in college, we are taught how to handle our mind and emotions. Isn't it? You'll go anywhere. Now people are becoming aware of this. Even many companies are becoming aware and saying, yes, meditation should be part of the office work curriculum also. Many companies are getting into it now. Why? Because when I was working, there was something called IQ, intelligent quotient, they said. Then came EQ, emotional quotient, they said. Now they are saying SQ, spiritual quotient. So the shift, there is a paradigm shift happening in every sphere, because people are understanding that there's a deeper thing to us just than the education and all. There is something much deeper than that, which is the backbone for all this. And that is the spiritual knowledge. That is the backbone for everything actually. Spirituality means kaadu, bhajan gijan kaadu. People think adhyatmikam ante ayyo bhajanu. No. Spirituality means understanding yourself. Mimmalni meer telusukodam. That is what it is. And when you go deep in that, it so becomes easy to handle everybody and yourself. So that is what it is. Very, very interesting, very beautiful journeys, and it's amazing how you can, your whole perception about handling world changes. It really becomes interesting. So I think everybody's energy is down now. We need another round of meditation or chai. Yes? Yeah, see, Vasu is putting her thumbs up. Tea time, no? Good. So, is it okay, Vasavi, or do you want anything else? Good enough? Lot of information, no?
Yes, sir. It was very good session, sir.
Yeah. So, you can share anything else you want to ask before we wind up. Another 5-10 minutes we have. So, if you can want to ask something. Otherwise, I can keep on talking about so many things, but you should have some value addition.
Someone asked the ideal number of hours for sleeping for an adult.
For a child, 10 hours. For a teenage, also 8 to 9 hours is good. But for adults, 6 to 8 hours is okay. If you regularly meditate, then even 4 to 6 hours is good enough. If you regularly are meditating and doing some breathing practices, even 4 to 6 hours you will feel very good. Yeah. See, many people think they are sleeping. No. If you hardly we actually sleep 2 hours. 4-5 hours we are just going left side, right side, left side, right side. Then many dreams are coming. Then we get up and go to toilet, come back and sleep. So hardly the proper sleep, the sleep is 2 and 3 hours only. Actually effectively sleeping. And then what happens? You feel tired during the day. You start, because that lost sleep is coming in the daytime now. And there is no energy to do the work. But if you have slept well, early morning you sit and do meditation, pranayam, and you start your day. Till evening you go home, no, you will have same energy. That is the power of these things. Very, very powerful. So I hope everybody got something out of it. Yes? So, is it okay to wind up now? Or do I have to be here till 4 o'clock?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Okay, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir.
Radhika is saying, you leave, sir. We'll have our chai. Thank you so much, Radhika Garu. And Vasavi Garu for coordinating everything. It was very interesting. And I feel very blessed to say, share all this knowledge. No, it is really something which transforms lives. So please take time out for yourself, for your family, And whenever you find time, please come and do this program. It is really good, really changes. You can go to www.artofliving.org and check up if you want more details. There are a lot of medical benefits, all that is mentioned there, which I cannot put in one session like this. It's too much of data. So I know people get bored listening to data and PowerPoint slides. They go to sleep. This I learned from one experience. We had gone to one company called BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited, to give an intro talk in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. And our teacher had made around 15-20 PowerPoint slides. What happened? They switched off the lights, switched on the AC, and we switched on the slides. After 1.5 hours, when we switched off the slides and put on the lights, we found everybody was sleeping. So when you said afternoon, I'm a little, oh, afternoon. Because that's the time when the mind is a little relaxed, yeah. But still, I think I was able to keep everybody awake, no?
Yes.
So thank you so much. Thanks everybody. I don't know how many people are behind this. I would like to thank everybody for helping us out and giving this opportunity. Thank you Shweta ji and Mamta ji also for coming. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sundarajan sir. That was an excellent session from you. And we are all relaxed. Now we are all at peace. I hope all the participants enjoyed the session. And they are also relaxed and peace at their mind. And anything you want to share, you can share it via message.
Somebody is saying, can anyone do the course? Only healthy or illness or both? Healthy people definitely should do the course, so illness will not happen. I'm not saying illness will not come, but it will not affect you so much. And illness means if you are having hypertension, diabetic, BP, heart issue also, you can do the program. Definitely. It helps a lot in managing your health issues also. There are many medical benefits also. It helps in managing hypertension, diabetes. I'm not saying totally. It again depends on other factors like your food management, your lifestyle also matter there, not just this course. But definitely, yes, it helps a lot in bringing these things. It has helped cancer patients and AIDS patients also, and COVID patients also. We had 2 months back, we had a big course during Guru Purnima. Sorry, I'm continuing. Why this is very relevant? Because one of the participants, he was a bank manager. He had severe throat infection because of COVID. And he took medicines. He took all cough drops, all medicines. But that pain in this throat was not going at all. He came and sat in the course and he did 4 days, whatever we taught them. On the 4th day, he told us, last day we said, can you share your experience? I have the experience also. He said, sir, for 3 months, right from the time this COVID started, immense throat pain. I was not even able to swallow food, that much pain it was. 4 days has reduced my pain by 99%, he said. It's actually negligible, he said. The pain has disappeared, he said. That is the power of Sudarshan Kriya and the breathing. And not one case, all over India we are teaching, so many teachers. It helps in immunity, building up immunity and fighting. So it's very essential right now in this COVID times to do this course as a prevention measure. You can see that even COVID doctors say you do breathing exercise, you do yoga. And this definitely helps. Okay?
Yeah, during this pandemic situation, absolutely this session helps a lot for all the people, for all our participants at least. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.